Welcome to Reasonable or Ridiculous, where we discuss topics on things that you send in or that we find on the internet, and we discuss whether they are reasonable or ridiculous. Now, today's theme is mainly family scenarios, so we're just going to get into this. I did see this one earlier and I felt so bad, but we'll see what you think on this one. My son asked me why I didn't hug him anymore. For context, my son is 14 and I'm his dad. Yesterday I was watching TV on the couch and he came and sat beside me, like right up against me. I asked what was up. He said nothing. A few moments later he says, I guess I was wondering if maybe I could get a hug. I say, sure, why do you ask? I was just curious if something was wrong. He says, I don't know, I guess you never really hug me anymore. I tell him I'm sorry and I give him a hug. We hug for a while. Honestly, it felt a little awkward. I'm not sure why, all in my head, I guess. When we let go, I see a tear. I ask what's wrong. He says nothing. It just felt nice. I'm sorry. I say it's okay. I ask if he wants to sit with me for a bit. He says okay. He sits beside me and I put my arm around him and we watch TV in silence. I felt tense at first, but I started to relax a little over time. The next morning I go and give him a hug. He says, it's okay. You don't have to hug me all the time or anything. I say I want to. He hugs me back. Anyway, I guess I'm a terrible parent because my own son has to ask me to hug him and act like I care about him, and for some reason I feel weird hugging my own son. End of rant. Oh.
Maybe the kid smells.
Maybe just a little bit. Oh, I feel so bad, like, for both of them in this situation, because I think of, obviously, George, and I'm like, I would feel terrible because I would feel like I'm not giving him the attention or the affection that he needs, and I don't know. Do you think he's been?
But do you not find that it becomes more awkward as the kids get older because they're becoming more of an adult and you just feel weird?
I don't know. See, as a mum, though, I want to hug my kid all the time. You know, I think that I don't know if that's a mum thing.
It might be. I don't think I would want to.
Do you think he's a terrible parent though?
No, I think it's normal. Honestly, I think he's being reasonable to have that feeling of awkwardness and uncomfortable because I would be. I mean, maybe I'm similar to that guy in that regard where I think I don't really like affection, so it always feels like a bit of a chore.
Mm.
I think it's sad that the kid's feeling that way. I mean, the way I see it is obviously I'm sure the dad shows his love for his kid in other ways. It's not just the hugs. So
I don't know. I don't think he's being ridiculous for his little rant, as he put it. I don't think. I think he's being, I don't know, maybe quite reasonable. I don't think he's a terrible parent whatsoever.
no, definitely not. As I say, like, I think genuinely that's quite a reasonable one. I think obviously the guy has his concerns that he's a bad parent because his kid feels a bit alone and had to ask him for the affection. But again, I would say that's a normal part. I don't know many teenagers that hug their parents or even want to for them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess obviously with George being 17, I still wish he would hug me more, I guess. But that's just because I'm a mum and I always want that from.
But that's your wish,
Yeah.
not the child's wish.
No, I know.
And I think that's the difference in that scenario is that if the child wants it, you kind of want them to ask for it because you don't want to intrude on their space, I guess. Now that they're more of an adult, when they're very little, every little kid wants that cuddle and reassurance and stuff like that. But when they're a teenager, it's harder.
Yeah,
it's less approachable.
I
It feels
suppose.
more awkward.
I suppose. But no, stranger on the internet, I don't think you're being ridiculous.
No, don't think so
And
either.
you're not a bad parent. Okay, the next one. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents they better start saving for my sister's long-term care because I won't take care of her when they're gone? My parents have my sister, 14 female, and me, 17 male. My sister is autistic. She's very verbal and has issues with social cues and generally isn't easy to be around. She says pretty mean things to people and she's the worst to me. She does not have any kind of filter and I struggle to be around her. Sometimes I have to leave the table when we're having dinner or leave the house when she starts because I want to so badly explode on her. My parents always tell me I need to understand it's the autism. She's learning, she's working with therapists on the behaviour. They will tell me over and over to be understanding. On more than one occasion, my parents scolded me for walking away. and I asked them directly if they would rather I tell her to F off. My parents said I shouldn't think that about my sister. I told them that they don't even know the half of it. They were appalled by that. Is he being the a-hole?
For not wanting to take on the responsibility of looking after his sister.
Yeah.
I mean, by the sounds of things, they have a bad relationship. And of course, if you have a bad relationship with someone, you're not going to want to look after them. And truth be told, in my mind, it's not his responsibility.
Mm.
You know, he didn't ask to have a sister.
Yeah.
But they didn't make plans to have a sister. That was on his parents. So I get where he's coming from. I also don't. I think as a family member, you need to be prepared to take up that mantle when your parents aren't able to. So eventually, obviously, his parents are going to get to a point that they're too old to look after his sister. And then somebody else is going to have to. Now, whether he goes into looking down the route of getting her, like, assisted living or something like that, then yeah, that would probably be the best route for him to go if he doesn't have a good relationship. But even then, I don't solely think it's his responsibility. But at the same time, you would hope that, for instance, if I was to become ill or have real struggles and self wasn't able to look after me or whatever, then I would hope the family member would. But again, I think that's not an expectation. That's more just a hope, because I know it's not their responsibility.
Yeah. Now, because she's autistic, I don't have a lot of experience with someone with autism. So I don't know. I don't think he's been an a-hole for saying it. And he's done the right thing by walking away, because sometimes disabilities can be hard on families. The sister didn't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not her fault. I just wish I understand autism more, because I feel like I don't like to use disability as an excuse to be rude to someone. But I also don't know if you've got autism, can it be controlled? Can you control it to a degree?
As far as I understand, it's not a controllable thing.
Because I do know a few people with autism, and they are quite respectful. So I'm wondering whether it can be controlled, or whether I've not asked if they've had therapy, or if they do come across rude, if they've had therapy to sort of, control that.
So if it was to turn out that they are just using it as a way to be mean to other people, do you then change your opinion on? I don't think you gave your opinion on whether he should look after his sister or not.
I don't know, because it's difficult.
Would it change your opinion to say, all right, let's go on the grounds that she's not using it as an excuse?
Okay, and it really cannot be helped. I mean, he does say that she's working with therapists on the behaviour, and that she is learning. Because I don't think, as a 17-year-old, I would put up with that kind of behaviour, whether it's controllable or not. I don't think I'd be able to put up with it. I mean, just look at how George and Dominic wound each other up all the time. I know it's completely different, because they're both boys for a start.
Okay, he's not. I don't think he's saying right now. Like, it's not.
No, when the parents have gone, I assume.
Yeah, so I assume that's many years down the line.
I really don't know, because I don't know if I could do it. Because if that person is severely autistic and they need round-the-clock care, you're then giving up your entire life for your sister.
Yeah.
Could I do it? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know if I could do it. So I can't really say that he's the a-hole, because for not wanting to take care of her after they're gone, because I couldn't even answer that question. So I can't say he is.
Yeah, again, as I said, I don't think he is being an arsehole for not wanting to. I feel like, that is a hope and an expectation in some people's eyes, but I don't think it should be. I think it should very much be the choice of the person that's involved. And, maybe another family member would take care of a cousin or an aunt or something like that. Yeah. Again, family is important, and looking after your family is important, but also your own personal sanity is important. And if you're not willing to to put yourself in that situation, then I don't think you should.
Yeah.
Honestly, you have your life, and you didn't ask for that responsibility. Now it would be different if it was his kid. Then
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He'd absolutely have to do it.
Yes.
But like when it's your sister, it's a little bit more like, I feel like you should have a choice in that, and maybe look at other options.
Yeah, fair. And one more point on this. He said that his parents scolded him for walking away. Do you think the parents should have scolded him for walking away?
I feel like no. So I feel, as I say, it should ultimately be his choice.
Yeah.
But I feel like there would be a lot of disappointed people in somebody walking away from that kind of responsibility. If the I say, like, if I was not well and my sister walked away, I would imagine, she would get that kind of response of, can't just walk away, because that's how a lot of people see it. Is family is so important that you can't just walk away from family.
But you can.
No, you can, and in
can.
scenarios you absolutely should.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, we all have that one toxic family member that we should really just cut out of our lives, and some people do, some people don't.
And I think the sister's not fit. I don't know whether the sister's being toxic on purpose or not. She's only 14 years old. She, like I said, she is working with therapists on the behaviour, and she's learning. So it sounds like to me maybe not. But I also don't think the parents should have scolded him for walking away, because he's done that. Rather than telling his sister to F off, he's walked away. He's done the right thing. He's doing his best.
Maybe, so the parents probably should have sat down with him properly and had a mature discussion rather than just tell him off for it.
Yeah.
Like, be like, look, we're not going to be here forever. We really do need somebody to help her look after herself, because inevitably I'm sure autistic people grow up and find a way to function.
Yeah, I mean, I know, and like I said, I know a couple of autistic people, and they are getting on with their life, and some of them do work. And I guess it depends on the severity. I'm not that big of an understanding on it, but yeah, I do know I think at least 2 people with a diagnosis of autism, and they are some of the loveliest people that I've actually ever met. So
to be fair, it's a hypothetical problem that he's walking away from, that he may never need to walk away from anyway.
Yeah.
So for him to be scolded for that is, to be honest, bang out of order.
Yeah.
Because his sister may very well just find through the therapy and stuff that she can achieve, and she might achieve greatness, because I know for a fact that when autistic people put their mind to something and it's something they're passionate about, they absolutely thrive.
They excel, absolutely.
She could have a better job than him. Hell, she could be looking after him.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so you are not the asshole. Right, let's have a look. Now, we did briefly touch on this one. And this one, I think we had a difference of opinion on. So for context, a mother has bought her daughter a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the daughter has wanted an iPhone. I don't think the daughter specifically, in the original context, said she wanted a specific iPhone. She just said, I want an iPhone. It was all she wanted. And this was a text message. The daughter says, Mama, I did not want this phone. This phone is way too old. She says, the mother, what do you mean? It's an iPhone. It's something you've been wanting for a while. It shouldn't matter which one it is. The daughter says, but it's old. This is a friggin' XR. I wanted the 17 that just came out. You got your new man the 17, but get me the XR. That's not fair at all. The mother says, I didn't have to get you anything, so be grateful that I did. And what I spend on my man has nothing to do with you, so stay in a child's place. I worked hard to get you that phone. And the daughter says, well, you could have kept it. I don't want it. I hate you. First you get me some old J's and now an old phone. What a G?
Jordans?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. Anyway, what type of parent are you? My stepmama would have done better than you. She says, I'm done with this convo. Don't you ever speak to me that way. Pack your shit and leave my house. I don't have to accept this from a child that I pushed out of my hoo-ha. So, opinions. Oh,
you tell me, who's in the wrong?
I don't know. I see it from both perspectives. I get it that I can't remember how old the child was. I think she was 14 in the original posting. And I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, kids don't need phones, and they don't need the latest phones."
I mean, I agree with the fact they don't need the latest phone.
Yeah,
A phone is important
but
to
the next
safety.
one is very old.
Yeah, I'm not really.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, and I need to have a look.
XR sounds like a 10 something.
So yeah, it sounds very old. I definitely wouldn't be getting a 14-year-old or 17.
No, absolutely not.
But she does come across as ungrateful, for sure.
Yeah,
But
I think that child really needs to learn how to do what you do on Christmas Day, where you open a pair of socks and you go, "Thank you, it's what I always wanted."
We've all been there. We've all done that.
Yes.
Have you ever done that with a gift I've got you?
I don't think so, actually. I think all the gifts you've got me have been pretty good.
Yeah,
And
I bet the
things
kids
like-
have. I bet the kids have
Oh,
definitely done
definitely.
it. They've got always done
Definitely.
it.
I'm sure, I'm almost positive Dominic has. He's opened a gift, went, "Thank you," then quickly shuffled it off to one side and never touched it again.
Yeah, I remember I had to do that on my birthday when I got a packet of cigarettes for my birthday. I mean, yes, okay, it was helpful and handy.
Happy birthday, go kill yourself.
Yeah. Little better way to say I love you and have a good birthday than a packet of eggs. Thank you for that. Oh, dear God. Anyway, I think so. From the sounds of things, the mother's in a relationship with a new man.
That sounds like
And
quite a recent relationship.
So she's bought this new man a phone. Now I did look at the comments under this one, and someone did make a very valuable point where they said, "Your new man's not for life, but your daughter is." So if I don't know, I couldn't get you a brand new phone and then get the kids something lesser than that.
I mean, I wouldn't want
I
you
couldn't
to.
do it.
I wouldn't want you to. Truthfully, I think the kids are the major priority, and that should be the way it always is. The kids should come first. Even, you know, regarding anything really.
Yeah.
But I'm also there like, the mother is right. The kid does need to stay in her lane and just be grateful. For a kid to have that attitude towards their mother,
This is
that in my mind, that is wrong
yeah.
on so many levels. And I think the mother has every right to come back at her, you know, and to be upset with her, you know. And as I said before, it sounds like the daughter is trying to be hurtful.
Yeah.
In that, like, you know, stating, "Oh, well, my stepmom would have done better." Why?
That comment alone would have triggered me to something else. Like, to be fair though, I know that George's stepmom and his dad, they have better jobs, and I know that full well that they could absolutely 100% provide for George more than I ever could. I won't say ever could, because I am capable. But saying that, he would never throw that in my face, because that child has been brought up with respect. So I have to question whether the parent has raised that child correctly, because the way I brought up those boys, they are so respectful.
I mean, it is. Respect is also a personal thing, though. Like, some people just, you can bring them up right, and they just do. Yeah, exactly. So it might not be due to the upbringing. Some kids are just gross. And it's very unfortunate to hear that scenario where the kid's actually questioning what her mom's spending her money on. Like, I don't think any kid within reason should have the right to question their parents about what they're spending on.
No, absolutely
as long as there is still food in the house, everyone's eating fine.
The roof over the head, they've got
the bills are paid, the electric's on, stuff like that. As long as all the necessities are sorted and covered, a kid should never be questioning a parent on what they're spending their money on. That's their money. It's not a case of, you know, you're my parents, therefore your money is my money. That's not how that works. Yeah. You know, the parent has that money, that's their money, and it's up to them what they want to spend that money on. If they choose to spend it on you, great. If they don't, well, suck it up. Go get a job. Literally.
So in this scenario, then, who do you think has been reasonable and who do you think has been ridiculous, if anyone?
Yeah, I think when we mentioned it the other day, you did touch on a good point that it went on for longer than it should have. There was a little bit of to and fro from both parties. The daughter obviously throwing at her mum, and then her mum giving it a little bit back.
Yeah.
And it could probably have been handled in a more mature way from the mother. However, I think the person that is in the wrong is the daughter.
Yeah.
100%. She shouldn't have the audacity to question her mum. And especially not get to a point that she's trying to be hurtful. And I know kids do it. Kids try and hurt your feelings because that's what they're like sometimes.
Yeah.
But I absolutely think it's bang out of order. And I think the mother is the one that's being more reasonable, even if she did carry it on a little bit.
Yeah, no. I think I agree. So I think the daughter is the a-hole in this situation. She's being a bit ridiculous. Mother's being reasonable, but she could have toned it down just a little bit.
As for the mother spending the money on the new man, like I said, I think that was her first mistake, and that was always going to cause a conflict.
Yeah.
And she really shouldn't have done that in my mind. But
definitely not.
But again, it's her money.
Yeah.
If she wants to treat her new fella over her daughter, it's her prerogative.
Yeah. You know? I don't think I'd do that. I'd make sure the kids have got what they want first, and then you know?
And I would also expect you to do it that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'd question you if you did it the other way. You bought me something, and then
you're getting good things. Why would you?
I mean, I probably wouldn't question it. No, but at the same time, if you came to me prior and went, "Is it okay if I get the kids this? I know you really wanted that. Say, but I can't get the kids this if I get you that." Then I'll probably get the kids it.
Yeah.
Sort the kids out first.
Right. So there's 2 left on this one. Now, I feel like this is something you would absolutely do.
Go on.
So, am I the a-hole? I did not wait for my wife to get dressed. So, I, 26 male, and my wife, 22 female, have been married for a year. She usually takes an extremely long time to get dressed, and sometimes she's not happy with the look. She'll ask me to wait and wear another dress and do the makeup again. Yeah, that bit. Anyway, so we most often get late to events. Today I had to go to my best friend's home for his wedding anniversary, so I told her to get ready on time. I even reminded her like 4 hours prior. I got her a salon appointment, etc. As usual, she was running us late. My friend and his wife were stalling the celebration just for me. I got mad at my wife and told her to find a way to my friend's place herself and that I was leaving without her. She requested me to wait for her, but I just left without her. She didn't come at all and called me saying she doesn't want to come on her own because she doesn't want all the attention to be on her due to being late. I told her to do as she pleases and that she needs to be punctual if she wants to come somewhere with me. She started crying and cut the call. Am I the a-hole?
I don't know if I want to answer this one. I'm tempted to make you go first, just so I know where I stand.
I asked you first. Let's go.
Right.
I promise. Not harm will come to you.
I don't think he's being an arsehole.
No.
He gave her plenty of time. If she wasn't ready when he was ready to leave, I can understand him waiting to some degree.
Yeah.
But when somebody's stalling the celebrations because you haven't arrived and you're waiting on someone, no, at that point I would probably do the same thing. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to ruin their day because you don't know how to get yourself dressed. You know, like you figure yourself out. I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Or just don't go. Like, but if that was like my best friend and I really needed to be there, then I would absolutely just go without you. Be like, right, okay. Yeah. I'd rather you be there, but if you're going to delay me to a point that I'm going to be so late that I'm going to miss everything, then what's the point of me turning up at that point?
Yeah, but I would also, as your wife, be respectful of the fact that your best friend expects you to be somewhere and it's your best friend. I would not make you late for that because that's disrespectful. And something that made me laugh was, I understand if she's not happy with how she looks and wants to change her outfit. I've done that many, many times. Why the hell are you doing your makeup again?
Yeah.
Like, my makeup would take me, like, this didn't take long. This took about half an hour. But if I'm going out, it takes me at least 2 hours. like hell, I am going to sit there for a further 2 hours and redo that all again.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing your hair and
Absolutely not.
makeup, it takes you a while, but then again, you always leave good time to do that.
I
Hell,
start.
you get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning if you have to sort it out.
It depends where we're going. If we're going down to Thorpe Park or something, and it's like a 5-hour trip or whatever, then absolutely, you best believe I'm up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like when we went to that event at the weekend, we didn't leave until I think we left about 5:30. I was getting ready at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
And I was ready way before that, but anything could happen.
yeah, exactly. So
You know?
you always should leave yourself good time.
Yeah, I think
And
she's been very selfish.
yeah, I think being punctual is a very important thing. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
you
So
if you're going to be somewhere and you have a time, it's not like you're going in like, oh, well, what time's that starting? Like,
yeah,
you know what time that is. You've been told what time that is. If hell, all right, not many people are going to give a, about how you look.
yeah,
You don't need to be in, like, coming into an event like that, being all glammed up and everything. Like, as long as you're looking presentable.
Yeah.
People aren't going to pat an eyelid. Thing is, you care more about the way you look than other people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like people just look at you and be like, oh, right, that's so-and-so's wife.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, and I think what was the occasion? So it was a wedding anniversary, and it was at his best friend's home. How nice do you need to look for someone's house?
For a house party, essentially.
Yeah, a house party. Come on now. Like, I don't know.
I don't think you need to work that hard on it, and it's one of those. It's sort of like he gave her way more than enough time to get ready, and I think at that point she should have just went with what she decided in the first place.
Yeah.
Rather than change again and do her makeup again. I think that is, especially the makeup part, that's just too.
That's ridiculous. As a woman, I cannot get on board with that. I'm sorry. I'm all for girl code and being that I can't do that. I'm sorry. Like, you're being ridiculous, and he is definitely not being.
Yeah, I think
a-hole.
he's definitely being reasonable there. I think I'd say I would have acted.
She's
in the same
being
way.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right,
Yeah.
last one I think for today. So this one's a bit different. So, am I the a-hole for making a dessert with my 2-year-old for a potluck? Now, I'm not entirely sure what a potluck means. I assume this is American, so I'm going to have to Google this. So, we had a potluck at work last week. I made this delicious brownie, and I don't know whether that's type. I don't know what that is. It's a cookie concoction with a caramel sauce anyway. When I made it, my 2-year-old was by my side and helping me as much as he could. When I put the dish out at the potluck, I added a sign saying my son helped me make it. I thought that was the right thing to do in case people had an issue with it. A co-worker who has made it known does not like kids. She has complained to HR about my kid being around at the end of the day for 15 to 30 minutes. This co-worker approached me and said that it wasn't fair that I made a dish that she wouldn't eat. I told her I just made the dish. I'm not concerned with who did and didn't eat it. She said that making the dish that wasn't made in a safe way and bringing it is not okay. I felt like providing the sign was enough to allow people to make their own decisions. She called me an asshole, and I felt like she was blowing things way out of proportion, but am I the asshole? What did I just read?
I'd be very curious to see how HR handled that, because I really hope that other person.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but I'm confused by this, because he made this dish for a potluck at work last week.
Yeah.
And he put a sign up saying that he had help from his child.
Yeah.
But then it goes on to say that it sounds like the child was at work with him for the last 15 to 30 minutes. Well, I don't know what job this guy does. Is it safe for the child to be there?
I mean, that is a valid question.
Am I the asshole for making a dessert with my 2-year-old? So, say if you went to, like in the UK, so what do we have that's popular? Okay, say we went to a Christmas fair and they were serving some delicious hot food, for example, and there was a sign that said, my 2-year-old helped me make it. Would that stop you from eating it?
No, it wouldn't. However, I can also see from the other foot.
Yeah.
So kids can be quite grubby. They like to pick their nose, lick their fingers, put their hands in the mixtures. So I can understand somebody being a little bit unsure. Like, you don't know the cleanliness. But again, saying that the same thing, you don't know the cleanliness of the adult either. The adult could have
No.
just scratched their bum and, you know, handled the
Scratch and
mixture.
sniff, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You don't actually know. So with anything that somebody else makes, you're always taking a risk that they've not been hygienic about it. And we can only hope that obviously adults are more aware of hygiene and stuff like that. So for me, that's the only thing that I can really see somebody having a problem with
Yeah.
is the potential fact that they might have a booger in their muffin. You know,
It adds texture, no?
like a blueberry muffin, a blueberry booger.
I don't think he's the asshole for making it with his kid.
No,
It was a brownie with a caramel sauce, and kids love to bake. Like, so with Dominic, when it was your birthday the other week, he really wanted to make you these cakes, and he stood on the chair, and I let him do most of it. But then bearing in mind he did have a bit of a cold at the time, and he did this, like he literally wiped his nose with his hand, and I was like, number one, do not touch anything else, and number two, please go and wash your hands.
Yeah.
So he did that, but then he sort of picked up the tissue that he'd used to wipe his nose, and then went to touch something else, and I'm like, no, like stop touching things.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just sounds like stress on your part. But
It was, but then I'm like, at the end of the day, I did what I could to avoid that. I assume
I would imagine.
I assume he did the same. Yeah. But it's going in the oven. And I'm sure when things are cooked at a certain temperature, doesn't it kill all bacteria anyway?
Yeah, it will kill the bacteria, yeah. So the likelihood of me getting ill from him being in contact with that food is, but then again, if you think about it, I wouldn't really want to eat a muffin that's had snot in it. You know, so like, that being said, it's sort of like, well, yeah, if you realise that's the ingredients,
yeah,
you're going to be a little bit grossed out. But at the same time, like, I think it's really sweet when kids help cook and stuff like that. I think that's really adorable. And you know what? I think for most people, that would be a really big selling factor.
Yeah.
Like, it would make people want them more because it's like, oh, look, you did an activity with your kid to make this. That's really sweet.
That is nice, yeah. And whether I would eat it or not, I would probably still get it because it's showing that support for them two that have made it. And I might just be cheeky and pass it off to someone I'm with, like, oh, I bought you this, you know? I wouldn't be rude about it, certainly not. And
would you approach HR?
No. That's absolutely absurd. Like,
that is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but that is a full-on Karen moment right there.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand. I didn't want kids. I weren't a big fan of kids. I didn't like kids. Our kids changed their mind on that. But like, I get that point of not wanting it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also there like, no, you're being ridiculous. To go to HR to be like, oh, they put out a dessert that I couldn't eat.
Why can't you eat it? Like, come on, be real now. Why can't you eat it? Because the 2-year-old helped.
Even if you didn't want to eat it, fine. But why go to HR and complain? Like, honestly, it's such an entitled position that sounds like to me. It's like, what this whole, potluck thing, whatever it's called.
I need to Google this. I need to figure out what
this whole thing was to do for me. Like, that's mine. Everything there is mine.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it comes across to me. And I'm just like, stop it. Like, behave yourself. Just have respect. And oh, that's really sweet. That's really nice that you made it. I'm not going to eat them. Because I have a thing against that. But it's okay. I'm glad you've done it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
He said that the co-worker has made it known that she doesn't like kids, right? Great. That's absolutely fine. You're entitled to your opinion on whether you like children or not. I mean, there's certain children I don't like. But would I love my child. So they're wonderful kids. They don't stress me out. Anyway, would I, though, then not buy something? So say I don't like kids and I saw that a child was selling something. Would I not buy from that kid? Do you know what I mean? I would buy from that kid.
Yeah.
Because, all right, I don't like you, but I think it's sweet what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. I absolutely agree. I think, as I say, I think that person's being absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the posters, well in their rights to...
They're being very reasonable.
To be like, this woman's being silly.
Yeah.
No, you're not the arsehole for making cakes or brownies or whatever it is with your kid. It's really sweet and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Absolutely. So that's it for today. You can find us on every social: Facebook, TikTok, Insta, and YouTube at Reasonable or Ridiculous. And we even have an email address, which is reasonableorridiculous@gmail.com. So you can send in your stories. If you've enjoyed today's topics, then just give us a like and follow on all the social channels. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.